Welcome back. Today we're going to do our little why this and not that. Jocelyn and I went to Black Rose Antique Mall out in Hanover, and we walked out with about $200 worth of stuff between us. Well, we paid about $200 worth of stuff between us, but of course the value of the pieces is very different, and that's what we are going to be talking about. What did we pay? What is it worth? And of course, what I left behind. So we'll be right back. Well, Black Rose is one of those antique malls where the itemized receipt is kind of a joke. You're left guessing about what things are. And in this case, it was actually wildly amusing to guess. By the way, I hear the jingling, so I think Photobomb Kitty is on his way back. He's definitely decided that 2020 is his year to be a YouTube star. And so far, he has been in every video I have made, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. He's determined. He really is. So, yes, we'll applaud you, sweetheart. I'm sure that's all he's looking for. Let's start with the receipt. And small ceramic wall clock made in Japan. Hallelujah. I actually got a real description. $5.75. But is it accurate? Here is our small ceramic wall clock made in Japan. And when I photograph this, I'm going to separate these little buttons. They're getting twisted together here. This is the pendulum portion of the clock. So, what's wrong with this? It is, in fact, a small ceramic wall clock made in Japan, in occupied Japan. $5.75 for a beautiful little occupied Japan piece like this, in perfect condition. It's Lusterware. Yes, it's Lusterware on the sides. It's very beautifully painted. It's really well done. A piece like this, I would have paid a lot more for it, knowing that I could turn it for a lot more than that even. And we've talked about this. Occupied Japan covers a period from the end of the Second World War. It's usually counted 1947 to 1952 in there. So it's a 5-year period. And these pieces are wildly collectible, in part because they are mid-century Japanese pieces that can be dated exactly to the middle of the century. If it's marked Occupied Japan, 47 to 52, that tiny little 5-year period right in the middle of the 20th century. And it is my opinion that that is one of the reasons that it is so collectible, because it can be so tightly dated. Beautiful piece, $5.75. If I were to put this piece up to auction, hard to say what it would go for. Would it surprise me if it went over 100? Not at all. Not at all. The figurines, and this would fall into the category of a figurine, even though it's a wall piece, the figurines are really collectible. So this piece, $5.75, nice bargain. But as I say, the receipt, this is where you get your bargains. when the seller has a little bit of knowledge, but not as much as you do. So if any of you walked in, made in Japan, oh yeah, but you're going to see right away it's made in occupied Japan. Next pieces, same seller, is a set of Satsuma vases, and they're very clearly a Satsuma Japanese style, really pretty. I have not cleaned any of these pieces, and it's during the cleaning that I can actually tell if there's any, little bits of hard to detect damage. But so far, I'm not seeing any damage on these pieces. Pair, $5.75. And these are, again, same seller. These are listed as Pair Oriental Small Vases, Japan, which is correct. Pair Oriental Small Vases, Japan. But they are also a pair of Satsuma vases from occupied Japan. So the pair, $5.75, again, serious bargain. The seller knew a little, not enough. So that always pays off. Let's see. Salt. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, if I put these to auction, would I be surprised if the pair went over 100? Not at all. And in fact, I might just set these aside and put them up on eBay, because I've been seriously considering doing that so that you can actually see why it is I grab the Japanese and Lusterware pieces, because I throw them in my Etsy shop. They go fast because I put low prices on them. If I were to throw them up on eBay, they'd go fast, but they'd probably go for more than I'm charging, because I'm trying to keep my prices low. I am hoping that people will go to my Etsy shop, find things they like, but also things that they can resell in their own market and still make money on it. So, we're just passing it along. Next, let's see, salt pepper sauce tray made in Japan. Same seller again, bless their little hearts. These pieces are very plain. Lusterware in that peach color. No decoration, quite dull, I would say, but the advantage to pieces like this that are in the plain peach color is people who have Lusterware pieces. Let's take a look at this one. You can easily add this to your set and it will match. The little mustard pot has the little ladle, and that is very rare. So $6 for this, quite a bargain. Even in my Etsy shop, this would go for $20, $25 easily, because it's so rare to find the little mustard pot, the ladle, the tray, and as I say, the fact that it's simple, but it is in this really common Lusterware color, is going to make it very attractive for people who are looking to fill out their own sets. So what would this go for? Well, I paid $6. I would say easily 4 times what I paid for it. But the seller was correct. That is made in Japan, not occupied Japan. It's just that if they had known it was Lusterware, they probably would have gotten a little more money for it. All right, let's see. Japan dish. That was this one that I just picked up. This pretty little Lusterware piece, very simple. It's got some little flowers on it. I have no idea what kind. I am no botanist. Thank you very much. Some pretty little flowers on it. It's just a nice small dish. And this, check this Japan dish. $2.40. That's a serious bargain. A dish like this, especially since the condition is really good. Um, Usually I look at pieces like this and say, well, once I get the grunge off it, I'll see what the condition is like. No, this one is actually even fairly clean. Surprising. $2.40. Again, this would probably start at 15. I can't see it going for any lower than that under any condition. Gorgeous little piece. Peach lusterware, nice little flowers, very, very desirable. And okay, we are on a new seller now. Germany. That's what this piece is called, Germany. It is a little German lusterware dish. But what I hope you will notice when I show you the pictures of these is this little bird here. That is what makes this piece. This is just a bird with this amazing tail. Yeah, it looks like Fox the Phoenix. That's a Harry Potter reference for those of you who are not Potterheads. Beautiful, brightly colored orange and red in here. The blue, white, and gold. Beautiful piece. I tend to gravitate more toward the Japanese lusterware pieces. On the other hand, that bird is very Japanese. But bird pieces are really, really desirable. A lot of people have birds. A lot of people love birds. Birds just seem to resonate with people. And Jocelyn has this theory that birds have become much more collectible recently. And she's probably right. I mean, I'm not going to argue with that. So this is a great little piece. Now, Germany. What did I pay for you, Germany? $2. Super buy. Really. A piece like this, again, easily starting at 15. Okay, $2 Germany. Open handle. Same seller. Great description. Took me a while to figure out what this was. Open handle is $4. I paid $4 for open handle. This is a wonderful mid-century made in Japan piece. Really nice design. Not very typical of the Japanese decoration of this period, which is one of the reasons it really appeals to me. It's just very unusual. Again, lusterware, we've got our blue gilding, this green, orange, yellow, bright piece. But the design is what sort of keeps it from being overpowering. It's a soft, delicate design. Now, open handle, I paid $4 for open handle. And as I say, it's a challenge going through the receipt and figuring out which is which. This is another piece that is easily going to start off at 15, no question about it. Now, this particular seller is really interesting in their descriptions. Nippon. Okay. I just purchased the entire country of Japan for $3. This is a wonderful little antique hair receiver. Now, hair receivers in general are antiques. People have not been receiving hair in a very long time. And we talked about that before, that there was a time when people just took the hair out of their combs, stuffed it in little jars like this, and saved it. And the last time we discussed this, I mentioned to you that I have an earring that at one time had human hair on it. This is it. This earring once had somebody else's hair. Oh, I got rid of that very quickly because that just... I don't like to think I am queasy or I have a delicate stomach, but believe me, I was not going to wear some dead person's hair in my ear. That's where I draw the line. This is a very nice piece. I like it because it's small. Hair receivers are usually at least 50% larger than this, and it has a very delicate pattern with the moirage on the top. Really nice. Nippon means it's pre-World War II, so we know how old this piece is. Well, we know how old it has to be. It has to be at least 70 years old. What I do with pieces like this is I put fragrance beads in them. And of course, you have the open top, so the little fragrance can just pop right on out. This is a sweet piece. I will have no trouble selling that. And Nippon, what did I say? $3, yes. For $3, again, easily 10 to 15 for starters. All right. A vase. Vase, $1. That's what this little bugger cost me. This is a really nice Japanese mid-century vase with gilding, tulips. It's small, but it's really beautiful. So this was quite a bargain too. Let's face it, there's no way you can take a loss on a piece like this, not for $1. It's got a Japan mark that goes back to around the 1950s. So, nice piece, $1. We're talking really good thrift store prices for things like that. Noritake dish, $3. This is a Noritake candy dish. It's beautiful. Shades of brown, really, really well executed design. Because it is in the shades of brown, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. But on the other hand, because it's in shades of brown, it's really going to go with a lot of people's decorating styles and colors. Nice, nice piece. And what did I say that was? Noritake dish, $3. Oh wait, no, that's $3.60. My apologies. $3.60. Again, thrift store prices. This is a beautiful piece. Minimum $15. All right. Vase 320. That was this. This is a made in Japan, another Satsuma piece. But this time, this one was Japan, occupied Japan. So the occupied Japan is going to be more valuable. For starters, it's going to be more valuable because of occupied Japan, but also because it's pear. Nevertheless, this is a really pretty little Satsuma piece. And Satsuma is quite collectible. A lot of gilding moirage on this. Nice, nice piece. And what did I say? Vase. This is our $3.20. Thrift store prices. Once again, this absolutely $20 minimum. Could go a lot higher. Satsuma is very collectible. $3.20. Lusterware ashtray, $2.40. This was a little impulse buy. This is a Japanese Lusterware ashtray, very tiny. It's got this wonderful little floral pattern on it. It's got the peach. Get this over here. The bottom is the same peach color. That is Japanese Lusterware peach. And the top is a nice orange. Ashtrays sell well. You can use them as ashtrays. You could use something like this to rest chopsticks, paintbrush. Oh, I have a feeling an artist would love this as a little paintbrush rest. Fill it with water if you work in watercolors. How nice is that? But again, we are looking at $2.40 for this. Thrift store prices, mid-century Japanese lusterware. A cute little small piece like this, certainly starting at $10. Okay. $5.75. This was another one of my more expensive pieces. The seller actually knows that this was hand-painted. So we've got a clever seller here. Made in Japan, but they listed it as hand-painted Japan creamer. Jocelyn and I both took a look at this piece and said, wow, that is interesting. This is very atypical for Japanese lusterware of the period. It has a matte finish on the front. The lusterware rim and handle are really nice. My favorite little feature is, make sure I don't get too much glare on this, the way the lusterware rim is finished off with a little swirl at the top. Just a nice little artistic feature. Very, very pretty. This is probably going to go to someone who collects lusterware and wants something very different, very unusual for their collection, because this is different and unusual. $5.75. It's not the same as the thrift store prices on some of these other items, but absolutely $15 or more. Absolutely. Okay. Duck salt and pepper, $3. Little Japanese duck salt and pepper. These are typical of the very grubby little pieces I usually pick up. They need to be cleaned off carefully because they generally look much better when they're cleaned. These were just cute little duck pieces, and I find that little animal salt and pepper shakers sell pretty well for me. These are cute at $3. I can easily afford to sell them for, $12, $14. That will take care of my costs, my fees, ship out a few pens as well. Somebody will be very happy with this, and they will get a bargain. All right, our ducks. Lusterware salt and pepper set. $5.10. Very nice, really good condition. It's got this interesting basket of fruit design on it. The lusterware, peach again. Bright, pretty butterflies on them. A lot of desirable features. What I like is the design is not centered on one of the sides. It's actually centered on one of the corners. Interesting piece. These will probably sell for around $20. $5.10. Yeah, definitely a bargain. Opalescent salt and pepper shakers. This is apparently sold by somebody who is not very clear about the difference between lusterware and opalescent, but I got part of it right. Again, Japan, $4. It's a small set. No problem selling these, for minimum 12 to 14. Very nice little set. It's got a pretty little flower on it. Again, Japan. And nothing's inside of them. Good, I don't have to pick out corks. I do on one of these. Yeah, here we go. Cork, got to pick that out. Um, let's get the other here. $2. Clown salt and pepper shaker. This was the, open handle, and that seller who had some very odd descriptions that didn't even come close. These are just as cute as you please. $2, definitely a major, major bargain, because salt and pepper shakers like these generally go at the top of the market for pieces like this. They are little clowns sort of standing on they're doing handstands is what they're doing. $2, again, this sort of thing, well over 20. It would start at 20. So, very nice. Now, let me take this final piece, because this was my expensive piece. $14.87. This is a Japanese, oh yeah, I recognize that. This is a Japanese Firebird wall pocket. This is a great piece. $14.87. It's not going to be sold. This one is going to be restored, and it's going to go live with my bestie. This has raised painting on it, which is a different kind of moriage than we're used to seeing. But this is sort of full-blown, in-your-face moriage. But some of it has sort of flaked off over time. This is going to be a tricky restoration job, no two ways around it. But I have no problem. I can do it. And, it's going to Jocelyn, so I'm happy to do it. Would I do it if I were reselling the piece, though? Probably not. There are enough people out there who would be collecting for the sake of collecting a nice mid-century Lusterware wall pocket who might not want the piece restored to give me pause about offering it for sale as a restoration piece. Jocelyn is getting it restored because she's not selling it. It'll be my gift to her, so consequently, it'll go live on the wall, probably in her bird room. At least one of her birds, I think Charlie, the little guy, is probably going to take a fancy to this, so he'll have a new friend. But this is going to be, like I say, it's an interesting restoration piece. Maybe I will film it. I don't know. It depends. I guess it depends. Are you interested in repair of moriage work? If you are, I'll film it. If not, I'm not going to bother you with something that you're never going to want to use in your entire lifetime. I believe in teaching you skills that you can apply to your everyday life, not just, here, look at me do this, and then you say to yourself, good Lord, why is she doing that, and why does she think I might want to learn how? So, we'll just throw that out to the jury. If you want to see the restoration on this piece, I will film it. If not, it will be restored. It will go to Jocelyn. So this was the expensive piece. Even if it were not going out as a gift, well worth $15, because again, that bird design is going to make it super collectible. Somebody is absolutely going to want this, and this much heavy moriage work makes it collectible in its own right. So that was our Why This, Why Not That from Black Rose. The total, $74.07. Jocelyn's total was a little higher than mine. Hers was, I think, $108. As I said, between the two of us, we got close to $200. We probably could have easily spent another couple of hours there. So, now, before we go, pictures, and I'm just going to let the pictures be our outro. I'm going to show you pictures of these, and I'm going to show you pictures of some of the things I left behind. And the ones I left behind, mostly you're just going to see it from the price tags. Some of the things there were just wildly overpriced. When Joss and I go in, we go in looking for the bargains. But that's what I want you to understand. If you know what you're looking for, you can get thrift store prices out of these antique malls and good bargains. So that's what we want to teach you to do. Okay, stay tuned for the pictures, and I will see you all next week.